What if I told you that the biggest thing holding you back is not your environment, not your circumstances, not your enemies, not your age, but the story you keep telling yourself? What if the chains around your future were locked from the inside? We talk about breakthroughs, but we don't talk about the walls we've built that keep the breakthrough from finding us. Today, I want to ask you a tough question. One very few people ever dare to ask. What exactly is holding you back from the life you know you should be living? And the truth is, most people don't know. Most people have never stopped long enough to confront the real limitation. But before this video ends, you will know. And once you know, you'll never be the same. For decades, scientists said it was impossible for a human being to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Doctors said the human heart will explode. Experts said the human lungs will collapse. Coaches believed the body simply couldn't handle it. It became a global limitation, not because it was true, but because people believed it. And then came a man who refused to inherit the fear of his generation, Bannister. He didn't have the best track. He didn't have elite coaching. He didn't have big sponsorships. And he had something the world underestimated. On May 6, 1954, in front of a crowd that believed they were about to watch a man die trying, Bannister ran a mile in 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. He shattered the impossible. Here's the part that people miss. Within 46 days, another runner broke the same record, and a year later, 3 men in the same race broke it again. The limitation was never physical, it was mental. Once the mind saw it could be done, the body followed. And today, men like Usain Bolt, normalized, Ryan Nogose operate at speed that will make the world of 1954 gaps. The barrier wasn't real, the belief was. So I ask you, what 4-minute mile exists in your life? What impossible are you living under because someone else told you it couldn't be done? I've learned something about humans. We don't live by potential. We live by our patterns. And those patterns are built from the stories we repeat. You know what the most dangerous sentence in the world is? This is just who I am. Because that becomes your internal prison. This is just who I am. I've stopped more dreams than poverty. This is just who I am. I've skilled more greatness than failure. This is just who I am is how giant shrinks themselves to fit into the expectation of some people who never grew. It is not who you are. It is who you've learned to be. And if you can learn it, you can unlearn it. That's the good part. Let's talk about Sara Blakely, the founder of Spanx. Before she became a billionaire, she was selling fax machine door to door. Every day she was rejected. Every day she heard the word no. People slammed doors in her face, laughed at her, ignored her. But she had a father who asked her every week, "What did you fail at this week?" His intention was not to shame her, but to celebrate her for trying. She learned early that failure wasn't something to fear. Failure was training. So when she walked into Neiman Marcus with a prototype for a product everyone else thought was ridiculous, she wasn't held back by fear. When most people would have quit, she kept going. Sara Blakely didn't succeed because she had resources. She succeeded because she removed internal limitation. She refused to let fear of failure hold her back. If you're waiting for confidence, stop waiting. Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes from action. Some of you watching this aren't held back by fear. You're held back by history. Something someone said, something someone did, something you survived but never fully healed from. And here's the truth. Trauma doesn't just live in memory. It lives in identity. Some of you have shaped your entire future around one painful moment from your past. You're walking into new opportunities with old wounds. You're stepping into new doors with broken memories. You're praying for a better season while holding on to a version of yourself that can survive that season. Listen to me, friends. You can't become who you're destined to be while protecting the version of yourself that was built for survival. Survival mode is not destiny mode. Healing is not forgetting. Healing is releasing. There's a story about David Goggins, a man who went from being underweight or overweight, depressed, spraying cockroaches for a living to become one of the toughest endurance athletes in the world. And his transformation began from something so simple, a mirror. He called it the accountability mirror. He stood in front of it and told himself the truth. Not the comfortable truth, the painful truth. He said, I'm overweight. I'm lazy. I'm not showing up. I'm capable of more. And that honesty, that raw confrontation is what most people never do. We lie to ourselves in small ways. I'll start tomorrow. I'm doing my best. I don't have time. It's not my fault. But real transformation begins where self-deception ends. And Goggins became Goggins the moment he stopped running from reality and stood face to face with the man he knew he could be. Let's go deep. Your limitation is not external. Your limitation is internal. It might be, one, the belief that you're not enough. Someone convinced you your worth was conditional. Or two, the fear of being seen trying. You don't fear failure, you fear embarrassment. Or three, the addiction to comfort. Comfort, like I've always said on this channel, is a killer of potential. Or four, the habit of postponing your life. You think you have more time than you really do. Five, the people you're still trying to impress. Your destiny will not fit inside their approval. 6, the environment that normalizes mediocrity. A lion raised by sheep will believe it's a sheep. 7, the voice in your head that sounds like someone who gave up on their life. Break the echo, break the story. Whatever is holding you back, it is not bigger than you. Bannister didn't just break a record, he broke a mental barrier for the whole world. And in the same way, your breakthrough is not just for you. When you rise, people around you rise. When you break your limitation, you give others permission to break theirs. Somebody's waiting for your courage. Somebody's waiting for your healing. Somebody is waiting for your decision to stop living small. You are the Bannister of your story, the Bolt of your generation, the next model of what is possible. But nothing changes until you confront what is holding you back. Today, I want you to do just one thing. Tell yourself the truth. Not the edited version, not the polite version, not the version you tell people so they'll feel comfortable around you. The truth. Because the truth will hurt, but it will also set you free. You're not stuck. You're not late. You're not finished. You are simply one decision away from being unrecognizable. And the moment you confront what is holding you back, you become unstoppable. If this message spoke to your heart, share it with someone you love. And remember, as always, you are built for more. Now go and become it. If you're willing to make the change needed to continue making progress, hit the like button, drop a comment, and kindly subscribe to our channel. Bye for now, and you have a great day.